Thank you very much for coming here, for taking time. You know, there's a million places you guys can be in this world. Thank you for being here, spending a little bit of time to learn about Nasgo. Love the support, you guys being a part of Nasgo. You know, this is fun to share our message with you and see, you know, the support that we're getting, but also be able to give you guys a look at where we're going in the future. So thank you very much. You know, before I get started, I just want to kind of preface what Nasgo is and where it came from. You know, as you look at this picture, this we feel, you know, my partner Steve and I, as you look at what images really tell your story. And we chose this because, you know, many times in life, that's the way you feel. Right? How many times have you felt that you're sitting here and you're looking in the world, you're wondering, how do I get in the game? Like, why am I not there? Like, why am I not good enough? Why am I not, I deserve this. Why can't I just get in the game? And so we built Nasgo because we're entrepreneurs. We wanted to give everyone around the world, a person in India that has an amazing innovation, amazing dream, the ability to get into a global e-commerce. Somebody in Vietnam, we meet these amazing people that never have the money, never have the ability to get into the game. So really my presentation today is coming from our passion of giving entrepreneurship around the world built on blockchain. And I'll tell you right now, blockchain, you know, if I asked each one of you, how does the internet work? How many of you know how the internet works? That's exactly one. But that's the way blockchain, we need to get away from blockchain as far as that's the main thing. That's just a behind the scenes, that's what's powering it, but it's what's built on blockchain. So my presentation today is about the world's first $1 trillion blockchain platform. Pretty bold, right? $1 trillion. Woo! You know, damn it, Apple hit it, but all right. Here we come. But we want to do, you know, for me, I always look at, you need to reverse engineer and explain why we believe that. How are we going to achieve hitting a $1 trillion blockchain application platform? So let's go through and let me reverse engineer this for you. So before we get going, I'm a huge believer in you don't reinvent the wheel. That's hard. That's time consuming. What we wanted to do is look at what the wheel is and make it flippin' amazing. Make it that much better. So if you look at the evolution of e-commerce, you know, the 90s were when we moved to PCs, right? You know, businesses and jobs were replaced by computers. Then we moved over to the 2000s. 2000s was businesses moving from local, you know, in shops online. Their local addresses moved to online addresses. The World Wide Web, huge era, huge change in the way the world is connecting with each other. Then we went to 2010s. This was the year of mobile phones. 5 billion mobile phones, 3G network. This is when apps, you know, the App Store, Google Play Store, really kind of got traction and people started to understand what is possible, what we can actually do with your mobile phone and e-commerce. So we believe the next era is the 2020s, is the blockchain era. This is the era of trust. I think we've all come to the point to where it's too much. It's overwhelming. There's too many options, too many stories, too many scams. That 2020s are about blockchain, building trust, transparency, in a global e-commerce. We like to call this the .com era. This is the blockchain and .com, taking the web of what we've learned and what has grown so massively and created this global ecosystem built and threaded on blockchain, which is building trust. It's building transparency that people can connect very quickly and be able to transact with each other and interact and collaborate with each other. So did you guys know that last year, over 300 million new domains were created? The World Wide Web is going crazy. People are still buying domains like crazy. There's over 1.8 billion plus websites in the world. And I can't tell you how many of them, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to actually utilize that website. So for us being entrepreneurs, you've got blockchain, and I feel like you're either blockchain is, developer. We've got we're wearing a hoodie and got our secret handshake and, we're underground. Like, man, what are you doing? You're taking blockchain to the masses. I hate it. Or you've got Ripple. You've got these, enterprise banking. But what about the meat and potatoes of every economy? These are small and medium-sized enterprises. So we really saw that that's where we're passionate about. So we created a blockchain toolbox. And so we wanted to make it to where blockchain was accessible to everyone. So if you look at small, medium-sized businesses, what's the number one issue that they face? It's funding. 82% of businesses go under because of lack of funding. So how do you help them start to create more funding, give them the ability to stay in the game and get momentum in their business? Well, you got to build trust. And we look at trust as, right now, we use it as our FICO score. I want to go get a loan at the bank. I need a FICO score. I need history. I need to be able to show that I actually am worthy to go out and get a loan, get that business financing. And so that's hard for many small businesses just starting. And so we saw blockchain as the solution. This was a way, I believe, blockchain in many ways will become the new FICO score. That when people are wanting to loan money and to fund, they're going to say, show me your blockchain. I want to see what you're up to. I can't sit here and cook the books and tell you like, hey, yeah, I'm making tons of money. Business is going amazing. I don't really care. Show me your blockchain. Show me all your transactions, what's happening. But the challenge with that is blockchain is not available to the mass market. So we've got this gap between blockchain and what it can do for the mass market and people building blockchain and allowing the mass market to utilize it. So that's where I feel like we've really kind of taken and pioneered blockchain to the next level. Because again, if I ask you how the internet works, we don't know. But we all know how we use it, right? And that's what we want to do, is make it usable. The adoption is there. So with our Blockbox, new blockchain toolbox, we've created, and the reason why, I was just on NASDAQ doing an interview, and she said, people are calling you guys the GoDaddy of blockchain. And it's because we want to make it, when you look at the World Wide Web, people didn't know how to get on there. It was really GoDaddy and these companies that help facilitate people get on to World Wide Web. So we've created a blockchain domain search and purchase system. So if you think about going and buying a .com, a URL on the World Wide Web, we built a block.com to where you can buy domains on blockchain addresses. The second is we made it very simple that every website can be put on blockchain, or I can create a new website on blockchain. So just like GoDaddy, I bought a web address. Now I need hosting. I can put my website onto blockchain and have it connected. And the third is tokenization. I hear there's lots of conversations about tokenization, digital assets, and what is it, what is not. We believe tokenization is really the next level of connecting, incentivized sharing with your community. So you've got tokenization, that's a security token, that it's like, hey, I'm using it to raise capital. Or where we're really focused on is the utility tokens. Something that allows a company to say, I'm a company, I'm a brand, I'm an influencer. I've got a gap between me and all my customers, my fans, my followers. How do I bridge that gap that they're now partners with me? Well, that's what tokenization does, is allows in a finite number all of my community to be essentially partners with me in my business. Now they're incentivized to care about me. They're incentivized to share me. So you're creating an ecosystem of sharing, of caring, of loyalty to your brand. Make sense? Are we ready to rock and roll? All right. So blockchain toolbox, again, this isn't $50,000, $100,000. It's 700 Nasgo NSG. That's about $350 USD. And you get a domain address, you get hosting onto the blockchain, and you get tokenized, all done within 5 minutes, and I'm up and running on blockchain. Come on, can I get a hallelujah? Woo! All right, so another thing that I think is unique about what we're doing, we just heard from the Ethereum, the consensus big conference, that scalability is a massive issue for these Bitcoin, the scalability, but also the validation times. What's great is we already thought of that ahead of time. And so we've got our main chain, but we've got side chains. So every side chain is essentially a new chain for every company. So every company, small and medium-sized business coming onto our platform, they're their own chain, side chain. So validation time is guaranteed within 10 seconds because you're not going through the whole network. You're going through their side chain. So it allows for, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes. All right, so real quick, I know timing-wise is tight, but I just want to go through, I did this presentation a few weeks ago. It's already outdated. Just because our development plan, I want you guys to understand we're not stopping. Like everybody's sitting here thinking about blockchain so great. We already did that. We're already going ahead of it. So now we're looking at what do we build on blockchain and what products we build on blockchain. So number one is everybody goes, well, your consensus algorithm, I love POW, love a proof of work, or I love a proof of stake. Well, guess what? On our network, every sidechain gets to choose what consensus algorithm they want. So I can customize my company to be on POW or POS. So it gives the freedom for every developer to actually create their own consensus algorithm. Yeah, that's a biggie. We also have the integrated voting and ranking in our dApp store. So what that does is makes it to where instead of, the people with the money get the first, this whole net neutrality, but the money doesn't get you to the front, to get you to the top. It's about users using your products, your dApps, and they are ranking you. They are voting for you. It gives true authenticity of these companies that are at the top. So you can trust that these companies are truly working in the recommended. We also have a self-governed network, ranking of apps, transaction fees, using a delegate POS. It's a democratized type of system. You guys, you're all seeing it. We're all watching all these blockchains. It's like, we got a fork now. Because, we can't change, we can't do anything. It's all locked up. We already thought about that before. The world's changing. To think that one thing's going to hit and it's going to be perfect for the rest of our life is crazy. You have to have some way to make it to where the majority votes, delegates, masternodes, are able to have a consensus to change things, to move into a way that it makes it long-term and lasting. We believe that's a game changer. To where people that get into the network know it's long-term. We're not going to get to a road and start forking them. What happened to me? I'm over here. Why are you guys over there? So, you like that? We've also built an integrated application ecosystem. We call this Amico. Amico is launching this month. This is an app built on our Nasgo platform that has social media, has instant messenger, a communication app, has a video channel, has a storefront marketplace, it has a peer-to-peer exchange, and it has a wallet that holds all crypto. It has all Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of Nasgo's, their different tokens. Woohoo! So think about it, like people now, like I'm on Instagram. Oh man, I want to sell something. There's something great. Look at all my fans and followers. I want them to buy something. I have to go out of Instagram and go buy something somewhere else. This will be a whole ecosystem of social media connection, selling, storefront, and it's all integrated using crypto. The only ecosystem all using cryptocurrency. Yes. Let's do this. You heard it over there. Get over here. And a decentralized block exchange, so that peer-to-peer exchange that we're providing. All right, so we talked in the very beginning, we're the world's first $1 trillion blockchain. Let's reverse engineer it and show you why we believe that. So we look at blockchain domains, block domains. If you look at right now, 1 million domains happening every day in GoDaddy, register.com. So we look at that and say there's 1.8 billion websites out there that want to move. People starting to understand what blockchain can do, starting to look at the apps that we're building on it. How do I convert my website over to blockchain? So we believe that we'll be hitting 10,000 block domains per day on Nasgo, already on pace to do this. That's 7 million NSGs every day just to buy the block box, just to go and build on blockchain, okay? That's 2.5 billion NSGs a year needed just to sell that, just to provide that, all right? Yes. 2019, we're looking at 100,000 block domains per day, which is 70 million NSGs per year, or per day. That's 25 billion NSGs needed just to satisfy buying the block box. So and again, not getting into all the other things that we're doing. 2020, this is where we feel like the tipping point will happen for blockchain. This is where public companies on the stock exchange, they're going to start being required to be on blockchain. The days right now of quarterly filings, you give me information when I hope I can get it, it's late, oh no. If you're a public company, you should be on blockchain. We should be able to see what's going on whenever we want to see it. That's right. So 1 million block domains per day. Again, one partnership with a country like Mexico. Partnership with GoDaddy. You guys, this is, all we're doing is we're taking the wheel, we're just connecting to it. Making it to where it's a GoDaddy, you buy a .com address, you also buy a .com address. You now have your World Wide Web and you have your blockchain domain address. You want hosting? We've got the hosting right there all done for you. So we look at that, 700 million NSGs per day. That's 252 billion NSGs a year just in Blockbox, just in what we're selling there. That does not include Amico. That doesn't include all the transactions. Guys, there's 0.01 NSGs for every transaction. We have Santa Anita horse track that wants to come on. You know how many transactions they do every day? This is all using NSG and what we're doing. Yes, that. It was that. Horse racing. So what's our future? It's a finite number of 1.1 billion NSGs total. We always look at, there'll maybe be, I say 30 to 50%. I don't even think that there'll be that much in circulation because everybody's getting in and locking into the master nodes. They all want to be rewarded. We're getting a lot of other infrastructures, I won't name any names, like Lisk and others, but won't name any names, that are all coming over to provide master nodes, get into the master nodes of Nasgo because they see we're not just talking about blockchain. We're talking about what's built on blockchain and providing those tools to do that. So we see that just in what we're talking about, 252 billion a year in NSGs needed, plus all the rest. You guys, that's when we talk about $1 trillion platform, what are the multiples of that? How do we take just in the transaction fees, could we be hitting $1 trillion just in the actual ecosystem of what we're doing? So when we talk about $1 trillion platform, we haven't even got into our advertising. You guys, that in itself we believe will be $1 trillion business. All the days of big billboards and all this stuff, we're launching augmented reality that's going to change and disrupt this world. And we believe that alone, using Nasgo, will completely take it to where everybody has to come onto the Nasgo network to get those kind of products and services. Yeah. All right. So I want to just give you last minute, and I know these guys are dying over here. Like, okay, is the cane? You have the cane? So last slide. So again, we talk about what's built on blockchain. So we're excited to introduce ShareNode. This is a master node community. One thing you're going to hear us talk about being entrepreneurs, it's all about the community. So we built ShareNode to give every person in the world the ability to get into a master node, to be able to share in that and to be able to make it to where every company has an ecosystem that cares about them and is incentivized to share them. That's very different. You can look at Ethereum or any of these other, they're autonomous. They don't care about each other. We're trying to build something that when the tide rises, all boats rise. Every company benefits that everybody that comes into the sharing economy. We also have Amico. Amico is our app. Again, I talked about social media, Facebook. It's a WhatsApp. It's the WhatsApp instant communication, like a WeChat communication app. It's an Amazon. It's a marketplace, a storefront. It's a video channel. It's a YouTube. It's got a peer-to-peer exchange, so like a Binance or something that's an exchange. It's got a wallet, like a Coinbase, that holds all the different currencies. But now, I mean, there's 100 million plus people with cryptocurrency in their wallet that can't do crap with it. I sit here and look at it. Oh my gosh, it's going up. Ah! Holy shit, it's going down. Oh! What do you do with that? Those are numbers. It's like a currency game. It's a money game. You guys, we're building tools to make it toward that currency with a QR code. I mean, if you guys ever go over to China, blows my mind. I don't ever go and trade any money in. I don't ever get cash. All I do is I scan QR code. I need to buy this. I need to pay for tax. I need to do that. It's a QR code. All done. All coming out of my wallet. So we're excited about that and augmented reality. You guys are going to hear much more about that. We just partnered up with the actual patent holder of augmented reality. So, woohoo! So this is going to disrupt the world in that everybody building the Pokemon Go and all of that, they're going to have to come to Nasgo or they're going to start getting some letters, some things, some issues going on. And so we're excited about this because that just brings all of that attention over to Nasgo and why people are building here. So you guys, thank you so much. All of you, I know many of you have traveled from all around the world, parts of the US. We appreciate you. Blockchain is community. We don't do anything without you. We look at each of you as partners, and that's why it's special to us. So thank you, we appreciate